Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fina and I am from UIN Sunan Ampel, Surabaya. Today, in this occasion, I would like to present my article with title Undergraduate Students' Perception on Learning English Grammar Online Using Google Meet. This article will mainly discuss about the backgrounds, research problem, and then methods, findings, and the last one is conclusions. Let's jump into the background. The background is talking about the introduction to the research. Due to COVID-19 pandemic that everybody have ever experienced, the Indonesian Ministry of Education instructs to conduct online learning, which has been done offline so far. So Indonesian education system have less or minimum preparation for this, but the online class still need to be held. There are lots of media that facilitate online class. The most used one is the synchronous learning. Then online class raises a question how online class is done for difficult subject, because in an online class, students will need to learn more independently. So for difficult subject, it might be double difficult for them. And then in language learning, grammar is important as it gives the possibility to talk about language. So grammar is just like the foundation of language, even the basic one. However, there is still no study that investigating students' perception towards learning grammar online using Google Meet. Iconelt in 2021 reporting the similar things with Microsoft Teams as the media. Their study about online grammar-based instruction via Microsoft Teams has the result that it helps the students' achievement increased. It is proven with the experimental study using pre- and post-test that they used. And then the other study from Octaviani in 2021 was conducted research with Zoom as the media. The study shows a result that learning grammar in an online class is difficult to understand and found it challenging. There are also some challenges that occur while conducting the online learning process. And then none of those studies were mentioned students' perception towards grammar English using Google Meet. All of the previous study mentioned were not focused on students' perception, but more focused on the effectiveness of the media video conference themselves. So this background addressed a research problem. This research addressed the question, how is undergraduate students' perception towards learning English grammar online using Google Meet? The objective of this study is to find out undergraduate students' perception toward learning English grammar online using Google Meet. In order to get the data, this study using a method. Method used in this research is quantitative survey research. This research was using survey research to collect data from research participants. Survey research was chosen to find out participants' perception towards learning grammar online using Google Meet. And then the one who becomes the research participants is coming from the population of all of UIN Sunan Ampel Surabaya undergraduate students within sample from 5th semester undergraduate students of UIN Sunan Ampel Surabaya who have ever studied English grammar class at least at intensive program, which is the mandatory from university at the earlier year of being college students. And then move to the research instrument. This research used questionnaire with 16 close-ended questions in form of Likert scale from option 1 until 5 was shared to the participant in order to get the data. The questionnaire was adapted from Iconelt's research in 2021. After getting the data will be analyzed. So the data at first coming from the questionnaire that I already shared, and then doing the test, and then doing the SPSS 22 descriptive statistic, and then present the data in form of table, and then the last step is analyze the data. The result of undergraduate students' perceptions will be discussed in findings. As you can see in the picture that this is the 16 question items that was shared to the participants and the result. The question with A means that students are agree for those question items, and then the one with N, it means neutral for those question items or statements. There are 5 statements that having neutral. And then the next is discussion. It has been found out from the questionnaire that students' perception towards the topic are mostly agreed that learning grammar online using Google Meet can help to improve their knowledge. The majority of the students answer positively, with 20 students completely agreeing. In line with the result of Akinci and Akinci in 2021 in his experimental study, the students' score was increased after getting treatment of 14 weeks of learning grammar online. This study also has found out that students feel learning using Google Meet was practical. Based on that result, students feel their grammar understanding is improved and the grammar learning is going well. Students' responses were indicating that they need to reconsider having online grammar learning according to some natural results of the statements. Last but not least, it can be concluded that undergraduate students' perception in learning grammar online through Google Meet have impact on them. Students were showing positive perception towards learning grammar using Google Meet in online class as they also motivated. However, thought about having online learning is better than face-to-face in a longer period of time. Students were indecisive in deciding which learning environment is better. Thus, it can be an evaluation to make online learning more interesting and better. The last one is suggestion for further research. The first one is students' perception towards learning grammar in hybrid learning system, and then the second one is the effectiveness of using hybrid learning system for English grammar. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.